if you are thinking about creating content in 2025, I want to share some of the things that I have learned along the way and why I feel like you should actually press play and get your content out there for the world to see, because you have something to offer. Go grab you something to drink. Go grab you a nice cozy place to sit, y'all, and enjoy this video while I share with you some of the reasons why I believe you should start your content in 2025. Hello, my beautiful, amazing crochet family. I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, LadySamoan, and we are back with another video. Yes, y'all. As you can see in the title below, we are going to be talking about some of the key things that I feel is important if you are looking to start a YouTube channel, or let's say Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever social media platform. If you feel like you have something that you want to offer to the collective, I want to give you what I have learned so far, and I feel are some key things that you can use to start your journey. So if you're on the fence and you're like, you know what, I want to do this, you've been thinking about it in this year, 2024, and you're like, in 2025, I'm going to start this thing, but you may be scared to start a thing, or you may not know how that thing looks to start for yourself. I am wanting to give you some of the clues in, I would say, some of the things that I've learned. So this is strictly just my opinion. Maybe it resonates with you, maybe it don't. If it do, it do. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay, But I have my notes here, so we are going to just talk about some things that I wrote down. And this is like a basic list. This is not everything. I wanted to just come in entry level. So entry level, I want to give you something to think about and some of the things that I've thought about when I first started, but also a lot of these things, as I was writing them, I'm like, I need to go back and reapply, because it's good to do like a freshener for 2025. But anyways, let's get into it. So the first thing that I have here is identify your purpose and goals. So with that, what is your purpose for coming on these social media platforms to actually share your gift? Why do you want to do that thing? What are some of the goals that you've been thinking about? And you're like, you know what? I love to crochet, or I love to do XYZ, because it's not just simply crochet. There's so many other things that, if you're into gaming, if you're into books, if you're into, just there's a lot of things that you could be into. And you have to ask yourself, what is my purpose? And I feel like your purpose is really driven into your love for that thing. And why, what do you think people can get from, or I'll say gain from, you being on these platforms? Because a lot of the times there's some things that's unnecessary that's on these platforms that does not have any beneficial factor to anyone. But you want to identify, what is your purpose? Like, if I share my crochet, I'm sharing a piece of me, and I want to make people smile through my crochet. I want to be able to put some messages within what I'm doing that may shift somebody's life that day, from just simply looking at a crochet video. It's something about what I said that could that could give you motivation or inspiration for something. So that's one of my purposes, deeply within. It's like my love for crochet. I want to put my love for people within my love for crochet. So my messages that I put at the end of my video, that's a part of my purpose. So identify your purpose and your goals. Why do you want to do this thing? And also, don't have your purpose and your goals attached to anybody else's. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other people that's out here that's doing this thing and that's doing social media, and it's fine, but you want to do it because of you, not because of what you see somebody else is doing. So that's the first starting point that I would say. Make sure you're honest with yourself and you identify that with yourself. So secondly, I have understand your target audience. Know who your target audience is. And a good thing, because I struggled with this, y'all. I really struggled with understanding who my target audience was. And I would say a measuring stick for that, for me, was understanding what I enjoy, and understanding that my target audience, like, it started with me. So when I know what I like, I know some of the things that excited me, and then I had to put in my mind, like, instead of going externally looking for a target audience, I have to understand that internally I am the starting point for my target audience, because my love for this thing and what I do, I can identify with people outside. So it's almost like, so it doesn't sound kind of crazy. What I'm trying to say is more so like, it kind of goes back to you're not the only person that likes a thing or that have done something. You'll be like, okay, you may have something, say in private, you bite your nails, and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to say something because they'll think that's the most nastiest thing. But you may have a whole bunch of nail biters that's okay with that. So now I'm just using that as an example, but it's just one of those things. Like sometimes we go outside to locate our target audience. Start with yourself. Look at yourself as your target audience, then build from there, because it's almost like attract like. You know what I'm saying? You're going to attract your audience to you, and then you build upon that. So after understanding your target audience, you're going to ask yourself, what content platform do you want to be on? So it's not a one size fit all thing either. It doesn't necessarily have to just be YouTube or Instagram, or we have Facebook. We have so many things, TikTok and all of that. You can choose all of the platforms, but I would say one thing that I realized is that I wanted to have a main platform to start off with. YouTube is my main platform. I post everything else, like my shorts, or if I want to post some pictures and different things like that, I would incorporate that on the other platforms. But my main platforms that I put a lot of love in, that I put a lot of work in, is YouTube. And then I kind of go outside of YouTube with all my other things. So if I have a short that I put on YouTube, I'm going to put that short on all the other platforms. But my sole thing is YouTube. And in the beginning, that worked out for me because I was learning this thing. There's some people that can actually do all of the platforms at once. And I'm a person to where I have to focus on that one thing. And my main thing was YouTube. So your main thing may not be YouTube. Your main thing may be Facebook. Your main thing may be Instagram. And I know some people who main thing is Facebook, and they're so into Facebook and Facebook groups and creating this community and family there. And it's nothing wrong with it. You just have to identify what is the platform that you are going to utilize in the beginning as your main thing. So outside of that, after you do your content platform, you're going to think about content types. Excuse me. You're going to think about content types. And content types pretty much is your text posts, images, videos, long forms, or short form. So those things are, what kind of content do you see yourself doing that's attainable? That's another thing too. Don't think along the lines of like, oh, I know this channel and she only does this type of videos, or this person only do this. No. What is attainable for you? What does content creation looks like for you? And that's very, very important. I think a lot of people miss that, because sometimes people are looking at what other people are doing versus what actually works for you. And what works for you may not look the same as what works for someone else. And that is okay. We have to be okay with understanding what it is that we're doing. And I will have to say that's the biggest thing that I had to learn, is what works for me on my schedule and what kind of content was okay that I can actually continue to do on a continuous basis. And if life happened, I'm still able to do this content. That's how I kind of wage which content that I was actually going to do, So think about that. That's a great, sometimes you may think like, hey, and let me say this too, because you may start off thinking like, I can do long form videos, and then life just started happening and long form videos don't fit into your formula anymore, and you're like, I just got to do short form videos, or I don't want to do anything, I don't want to even, my channel is used to me doing long form, I don't want to do short form. Because no, it's okay to switch it up. It's okay. That's the thing. The only thing that's constant in life is change. So understand that. Don't be afraid to change. If you have to start off right here and then you have to go to another level or figure this thing out in between, listen, you're going to understand on this journey that you're going to change so much more along the road until you get to that sweet spot. But that's the thing. The whole purpose of this video is getting y'all to understand, like, just start. Just start. And that's something that if I could tell myself in the beginning, was just start. Because I'm telling you, I learned a lot of things along the way, and I started out doing this type of content, then I changed it, then this right here. And if I never continue, I wouldn't be right here talking about this right here to you guys, to share this right now. So just start. Now, after that, you want to create a content calendar. I thought this was very important to put in. Now, content calendar, I kind of slacked on this one, y'all, a little bit, and I'm picking it right back up in 2025 because it is so important it is, for me, it's important. Someone else, it may not be important, but I'm telling you, it's beauty in a content calendar. So pretty much what a content calendar shows you is you're posting, how often you're going to post, and the times that you're going to post. So like you just print off, for me, I print off a calendar. It's a black and white. If it's January 2025, and I fill that calendar in. So I may fill it in like I want to do a video on Mondays, or I want to do a videos on certain other days. I will fill that calendar in. And sometimes I realize too, I was filling in after I actually did the thing, because the idea can come to me and I want to do a video. But I also like pre-planning. So pre-plan with your calendar. If you think that you want to put a video out every Monday and Thursday, write that on your calendar, put your idea for that video, and that way you can actually see it and post it up somewhere that you're seeing that every single day. If it's on your refrigerator, y'all, I have a whiteboard in my room. I love whiteboards, y'all. I'm a natural born teacher. So if I can have a room of whiteboards and I could just put ideas up and look at it every single day, I would. But those things are some of the things that help me. So I'll put that calendar up, and then closer to the end of the month, I'm looking at that like, wow, I did a good bit of things this month. And sometimes we need to see that physical thing. So seeing that physical calendar is a inspiration, it's a motivation. It's one of those things, like sometimes as content creators, you can kind of get in your head and you can think like, yo, I didn't post that much, or I didn't do this much. And you look back at your calendar and you're like, you know what? I did pretty good that month. And not only that, you can take the things that you learned from that month and implement it into your next month. You can see what worked. You can go back to your video. Like, I know YouTube have YouTube Studio that tells you like how many views you get, a lot of analytics based on your videos. Utilize that. Write that on your calendar. So that way you can kind of look back, and you can even have that as something to compare for the months to say, you know what? This is how my calendar looked in January. This is how it looked in February. So I would say that having a calendar is a good thing. And for me, I see it comes in handy a whole lot for so many different things. So if you're able to get your calendar and write these things in there and keep a track of it, you will be surprised. It could motivate you to keep going with your content creation. So next, the next thing I have is content themes. So for content themes, you're going to think along the lines of educational, promotional content. You want to think if you're making interactive content, if you're making behind the scenes content, which is like your vlogging and different things. Like, now I want to say with this one, I have learned that my content went all over the place. Like, I started out doing one thing, and then I have an idea and I'm like, listen, I gotta try this idea just to see if this thing worked for me. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. The one thing that I would say is that I tried. So in the beginning, at least have an idea. Do you want to make educational videos? Do you want to teach people how to crochet? Do you want to teach people how to do whatever it is that you know to do? Are you a natural born teacher to where you're like, listen, I'm able to get on camera and show people how to do these things? Or am I a person that, I have such an interesting day to day that I want to vlog and show people this is how it looks like in the life of a content creator, or in the life of someone who does crochet or whoop the woo, whatever it is? Or are you the type of person that, you want to go on and you want to have lives with people, and you want to talk to people, and you want to talk about your craft or the thing that you do with people? Like, distinguish that thing of what kind of video that you want to do. Identify that thing within yourself so that you can actually portray it out to people who are going to come on your channel and have that experience with you. For me, I am so like, I love to have an experience. I love to think along the lines of, like, when I say my crochet family, like, I want to be able to share the things that I learned along the way. I want to be able to share my makes. I want to be able to share, like, if I find some new yarn, or, all things about crochet. It's not just all about, hey, I made this today and I'm going to show y'all this. No, I want to be able to show y'all the ups, the downs. I want to show y'all everything. So even in 2025, a goal for me is to do a little more vlogging to show y'all, like, this is just kind of like how this thing works for me, and we are all so unique when it comes down to this crochet thing. But I think the biggest thing is we have to identify and be true to ourselves or what it is that we have to offer each platform or offer the world in general, right? From offer the things that we love. So also I want to say I would say just to add a little bit in the end of, I didn't have this written down, but I thought about it. Think along the lines of what's your equipment? What are you going to be recording on? What are you going to have as far as your audio? Because as y'all can see now, y'all can go back in my videos and see I'm an open book and I'm very transparent. Sometimes my audio was up, down, all around. And I had to learn, I had to learn what works best for me. So now I have a mic, like a lapel mic. Y'all can see it right here. And I kind of, use that on my channel now because I am by a little main highway. You can hear the cars when I'm actually recording, so it can go up and down. But it took a while for me to understand what actually worked. And guess what? This may not be the end of my audio. I may have to get something else or something better. You're going to grow along the way. Just start. If all you have is your cell phone, just start with your cell phone. Like, some people want to hear you just starting with your cell phone. Some people do not care about, oh, well, this right here looks like this. I don't have the best background. I don't have the best audio. But if you are a genuine person and you have a great message, I'm telling you, people are going to be attracted to who you are. And that's all that matters. Do not get sidetracked by not thinking that you have enough, because you do have enough. If you really feel passionate about this thing and you can identify what it is and why you want to do this thing, press play and get the content out there. We are in such a space now to where it is so easy to find the different things that work. There's so many different apps that can help you, edit your videos, that can help you, if you need help with writing things for your videos and all this stuff. There's so many different resources out there. So I just wanted to plug that at the end. I hope this video was very beneficial. And y'all, before we get up out of here, y'all know all the time on all my videos, I have to pull out an inspiration. I feel like something dropped. Wait a minute. I thought something dropped out the inspiration thing. No, I'm like, what? So we're going to have to pull an inspiration. Let's see what we get for this video before we get up out of here. Our message for today is, let's see. You were born to make an impact. I always say I love pulling out of the jar and blindly, we don't know what's going to come up. And this is so fitting for this video. You were born to make an impact. Remember that. Remember that in 2025, going into 2025, if you are thinking about content creation, if you're thinking about what is it that I can actually do to add to the collective, understand that if you're doing it with your heart, if you're doing it purely understanding your purpose and walking into your purpose, you were born to make this impact into whatever it is that you're going into. Just pick it up and start. Like I said, I hope this video was beneficial. If so, talk to me in the comments below. I will respond back. Let me know what y'all are thinking. And as always, I want you to always remember that I am your one and your only Lady of Crochet, LadySamoan, and I will see you next time.